Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Isrinda Putri and here I want to give you the 8 tips before you traveling abroad. The first is make sure your passport and visa are up to date. Before traveling abroad, you must check your passport or visa first. But if this is the first time you traveling abroad, you can make a passport and visa first. If you want to make a passport, you can register online at the passport service application and then you can follow the steps according to the application. And then for making visa, you can check on website of the destination's country's embassy and follow the step and make a payment. And then the visa can be taken directly or sent home. And the number 2 is bring a medication and personal prescription. You have to bring a photocopies of your prescription and write the generic drug's name and pack in your bag as easily and pack more than enough medicine because it's very difficult to find the personal medicine in another countries, right? Because a different country have a different medicine. And then for number 3 is bring an international adapter. In abroad, the things are different from Indonesia. Each country has a different adapter type. Changing an international adapter in your backpack will make it easier to charge your cell phone, your cameras, and your gadget. And then number 4 is learn about the language of the country. Is it true if the uh, international language is English, but for interact with local people in there, you can learn about the great things. For example, in French, you can say bonjour, or in Japan, you can say konnichiwa. And then number 5 is bring a credit card and debit card. When you're traveling abroad with cash, it's very dangerous. To anticipate the unwanted things, you better bring a credit card. And then number 6 is pack appropriately. Don't bring a kind of jewelry. It can make the attention for another tourist. And always lock your bag with your name and phone number. And the number 7 is learn the culture. It is one of the important things of traveling abroad. For example, how to greet someone in the right way. Don't you use the gestures like shake hands? If Indonesia is good, but in abroad some countries feel like dangerous and unmannered. Different countries have a different way to greet and you must learn about it. And then number 8 is to-do list. When traveling abroad, make sure you have a design and write the things to be done as detailed as possible. For example, in Friday, you are going to Disneyland for 3 hours and just pay for $5 for food or etc. Thank you.
My name is Hana Hikmatur Maula. I will explain about a passport. A passport is an official document issued by an authorized official of a country which contains the identity of the holder and is valid for traveling between countries. Passports are usually in the form of a small booklet containing the name of the bearer of passport owner, place of birth, date of issue, and expiration of the passport number, photo, and signature. Why do people need a passport? A passport is required for someone who wants to travel abroad because the government in the destination country will verify a person's identity and nationality. The authority of a foreign country will provide safe passage and protection for passport carriers in foreign lands. A person usually has to show a passport several times when flying by plane and if he wants to cross national borders. If traveling by land, apart from a passport, to travel across countries, a person also needs a visa if they want to enter the destination country. Types of passports. There are several types of passport depending on the status of the bearer or passport holder in the country of origin. Here are the types of passport that are often used and their explanation. The first is ordinary passport. Ordinary passport are also called tourist passport and are issued to KTJs planning to travel abroad. Second, official passport. Official passport are usually issued to government employees and are used for travel related to government employee. That is, in Indonesia, this passport is called an official passport. Next, diplomatic passport. Diplomatic passport are issued to consul or diplomatic for travel. Related to their duties, it is important to remember a diplomatic passport does not mean that a diplomatic or consulate immediately receive automatic diplomatic immunity. In addition, diplomatic passport holder must obtain a visa like any another citizen. And temporary passport. Temporary passport are known as emergency passport. This passport is issued to people who lost their passport during a visit in a foreign country. This temporary passport is only valid for the short period required to return the traveler to his country. The last is family passport. Family passport are issued to the whole family. Not every family member gets their own passport, but there is only one passport holder. Type of passport in Indonesia. 3 types of passport, namely first, service passport. Service passport is a blue passport that is used especially by people who work or serve in the government. Second, passport for Hajj. The Hajj passport is a brown passport that is used exclusively by Indonesian pilgrims to carry out the pilgrimage. Third, green passport. Green passport is a green passport used by the color of the Indonesian nation to travel abroad. Passport requirements. First, original and photocopy of electronic KTP. Second, birth certificate, marriage certificate, letter certificate, or original baptismal certificate and photocopy, just like one of the documents that include information on the name, place, date of birth, and name of the parent. Third, original and photocopy of family card. And the last is steps to make a passport. First, how to apply for a passport. Come to the local immigration office in the district or city where you live. Try to come in the morning before 12 o'clock because the number of applications is limited. And the second, don't forget to bring all the documents that have been prepared. And the third, after arriving, fill out the passport application form available at the immigration office passport application counter. Make sure to fill in the data according to the information in official document. Fourth, when finished, you can submit the form to the counter for making a new passport to get proof of receipt and secondary for taking fingerprint and photos. Fifth, how to make a passport after going through a process of taking fingerprints and photos. The stage you have to pass is the interview stage. This interview is conducted to verify the original document with the information written on the passport application form. And the next is, if you have complete all this step, the next thing to do is make a payment. If so, you will get information when the passport will be finished and can be collected. Okay? Enough. For the next material will be delivered.
Okay, my name is Niken and I'm going to tell you about how to make a visa before you're traveling abroad. The first is registering and reserving interview schedule or document verification. For now, there are many ways to make a visa using online technology. So you have to always visit embassy website of your country to update the information and download the required document. From the website, you will be directed to designated organization website to fill your personal data and reservation the verification schedule. Then you will get the notification by email about when and where the verification or interview will be conducted. For some country, for example, like United States, you will be asked to make a payment first before choosing a verification or interview, and payment can be made by online or a bank counter. After paying, you can continue the registration process. When choosing the time for interview or document verification, you have to show the payment slip number. And not all countries require an interview process, but must be there a document verification. So the second one is prepare the documents. Before you make a visa, make sure that you have prepared the several documents. There are identity card and its photocopy, passport, visa application form, take a pass photo, visa payment proof, work or study certificate, financial documents such as salary slip, current account, or saving and its photocopy, travel schedule, an airplane ticket, and the last is health certificate. And next, submit your document. When all the documents are ready, it remains only to bring all the requirements to where they are required. Depends on the country, you shouldn't to come embassy office. For example, for Jakarta area, if you want to go to Japan, you have to come GVAC Kuningan, not to embassy office. So the last is collection process. So guys, if you want to make a visa, your visa cannot be done in a day. You will be asked to wait 4 days, even there are not many applicants. If your visa have done, you will get notification by direct message or email. So that's all from me. The next material will be delivered by Kaka.
My name is Kaka Adianti. Here I will explain about check-in at airport. The first is preparing for your flight. Before your flight, the first you must to confirm your flight. Then, after purchasing your ticket, you should have received a confirmation email from your airline. Check that confirmation to make sure the flight still scheduled to take off on time. And then, pack your documents. So, you will not be allowed on a plane without your ticket and identification. So, for travelers over 18, a driver license or passport may suffice, but for travelers under age of 18 who are traveling with an adult companion may not be required to show identification. And then, arrive early. Plan on arriving at the very least 2 hours early for your flight. So, if you are traveling internationally, traveling with children, or traveling with anyone with a disability, plan on arriving even early than that. And then, check in for your flight. The first is find your airline. In the airport are divided into terminal, and different airlines are housed in different terminals. There are also different terminals for arrivals and departures, so you will need to go to the departure terminal. For your airline, you can find out what terminal your airline is in by looking online, calling the airport, or by asking one of the employees at the airport. And then, the second, check your bags. Depending on what you have packed, you may need to check a bag or two. Most airlines will allow you one carry-on bag, in addition to one handheld bag, like a laptop case, or a purse. If you are planning check bags, go immediately to the counter for your designated airline. Next, and then print your boarding pass. In order your plane, you will need a boarding pass. If you have chosen to check your bags, give your airline attend your identification, and then will be able to print out your boarding pass for you. If you are not checking your bags, you can still go to the attendant for help, or you can choose an easier and fast option. Okay, the next slide is going through security. The first, take off your outwear. You will need to remove your shoes, jacket, and belt. If you are wearing any medical jewelry or accessories, remove this, as well as this also set off the metal detector. And then the second is remove your laptop. If you are traveling with a laptop, take it out of your packed bag and place it on the conveyor belt to be scanned. And smaller electronic items like phone will not have to be removed from your bag in order to be scanned. So if you are part of TSA, Transportation Security Administration pre-check, you do not need to remove your laptop from your bag. And then remove any liquids or gel. If you are planning to pack liquid or gels in your carry-on, they will need to remove from your bag security.
all liquid traveling with you need to be less than 3 fluid ounces. If you bring container of liquid larger than 3 fluid ounces, they may be taken from you and confiscated by TSA, Transportation Security Administration. And then checking in at your gate. The first, find your gate. It's time to find your plane. Then check your boarding pass to see which gate your plane is departing from. Double check this information on departure boards that are just outside every security checkpoint. Well, once you have confirmed your gate number, head over in that direction. And then next is stock up on food and drink. Many airlines no longer serve food on their flights. If you are taking a long flight or traveling during a meal, but some food and drink to take with on the plane. And then take a seat. All that's left to do is wait. If your flight is running late or is delayed for weather or technical difficulties, you can't be waiting a while. Pick something to help you pass the time and stay close to your gate area so you will be within earshot when it's time to board. I think enough for me, and then the next material will be delivered by Cynthia Vitadiales.
Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia Vitadiales. Now I'm going to explain about tips on traveling abroad with limited budget. The first is choose the right time. The first thing you should consider when going abroad is the right timing, because this will be directly related to the amount of money needed for this trip. The second is take advantage of cheap ticket promos. In general, promo tickets will be sold well in advance of the date of departure. So you must prepare a schedule and also funds to buy this ticket from the beginning. Look for accurate information about this via internet by visiting the official website of the airplane in question. Or you can also open another large travel agent site that can be trusted. The third is choose cheap hostelry. For this reason, it is important to prepare properly since the beginning. As we plan tickets, hotels rentals will also experience sharp increase in the holiday season. So consider also to order it in advance. Avoid choosing hotels that are located near to tourist areas because the price will be much more expensive. Okay, next is visit a visa-free country. If traveling with limited money, it will be very appropriate if you are considering visiting various countries that have VIP visas or Indonesian citizen. Next, use public transportation. As long as you are abroad, it will be very economical if you always use public transportation, such as train, buses, and other. Various modes of transportation will only incur the quite affordable cost, so you can save money when traveling abroad. And 6 is eat and save money. When traveling with limited money, then the choice to eat in regular shop that is visited by many local residents. In general, food shop or restaurant that are visited by locals will have good taste and quite friendly price, including for tourists. In addition to food, shopping activity are also things that you should be prepared with and avoid buying a variety of items, including souvenirs in sufficient quantities. And the last is explore one region only. When visiting several regions in the country that are quite large, you might need large transportation in other costs. Avoid to do this because it will cost quite expensive to do it. Choose various tourist destinations in one region. For example, in the some province, so you can travel easily and save your transportation costs. After that, it is bonus budget travel tips to help you save money. The first is cook your own food. The second is sign up to get frequent flyer miles. The third, try not to use your card overseas. The fourth, be minimalistic. And the last, if you are staying for a while, find long-term accommodation. Thank you for your attention.